If motherhood is supposed to feel so fulfilling, then so many moms suffering in silence. I think about my own journey in motherhood, and the first time I boldly proclaimed I was taking a break, going to the National Harbor alone and enjoying myself. Why? Because motherhood and entrepreneurship were kicking my butt. And don't even get me started on co parenting. Yeah, exactly. I sent a text message to everyone who loves and cares about me saying, do not text or call me for the next 3 days. I sent my son to be with my brother, who had raised his own children, so clearly he could handle my one goal: keep the boy alive. Almost immediately, my loving parents called me. Are you okay? I wasn't, and so many moms aren't. As a licensed therapist, I get to work with women every day to help them rediscover themselves. And I can think of one mom in particular. She had just welcomed her baby boy a few months prior, and while of course he had become her heart in human form, she detailed a life filled with anxiety, loneliness, and an internal disconnect. As she sat across from me, she shared, I love my child. I just don't recognize myself anymore. And it wasn't just what she said, it was how she looked. Her hair was in a bun that had clearly given up a day's fuel, though. She wore an oversized hoodie that she admitted she had slept in the night before. The dark circles under her eyes, not from one bad night, but several weeks of broken sleep. She laughed at one point, but it didn't quite match the expression on her face. She shared, I spend all my days taking care of everyone else, that by the time it comes to even think of me, I don't have the energy to care. And then she paused. And that's when I knew we were there, her breaking point. And not because she wasn't trying, but because somewhere along the way, she told herself that to be a good mom meant to lose herself completely. Now, as we continued in the session, I did get to see a real smile as she talked about her younger single days, the freedom to be, to come and go, and attunement with her inner self that felt like the perfect spring day when the sun is shining, the birds are chirping, and everything just feels right. She then discussed the romance thrill of meeting her husband, the date nights and the trips away. They had enjoyed a few years of marital bliss, some ups and downs, of course, but overall, great communication, connection with one another, while still being able to focus on their individual needs. And then came the oh so natural societal next steps: children. Oh, the joy. Now, don't get me wrong, we love the kids. Yes, I love my child. We love the kids. But women are never properly prepared for the physical and mental changes they will undergo. And we're often stuffed into this cookie cutter box of what motherhood looks like when it doesn't fit the unique individuals that we are. I think about my own journey and how at times it was a struggle. And as a modern day woman and licensed therapist, I hear this belief a lot. This kind of deep down in our souls thinking that balancing motherhood and self purpose is hard, challenging, heck, darn near impossible. And we feel this deep down in our souls because we're holding on to an old school model of motherhood that doesn't fit who we are. We think that we have to be someone else that maybe our mothers were before us, but that isn't true. Think of it this way: how many moms do you know who are solely stay at home moms? And how would you honestly spend your gossip hour if I described this mom to you? I hear she tells people that she comes first and then the kids. Huh. I heard she's pursuing a new hobby on top of her career. So where's the time for the kids? Well, that ain't nothing. I heard she takes solo trips and vacations without the kids or her partner. Some of you cringed at every line. But why? because this isn't what we have known motherhood to be. Think about the 1950s homemaker mom. She had the house, the kids, the dog, the husband, and the white picket fence, too. Her main responsibilities were cook, clean, no outside employment. And while some moms still follow this societal norm, no matter what roles moms have, moms are struggling. A recent study by the Policy Center for Maternal Mental Health showed that over the last decade, the mental health of United States mothers has worsened, with nearly 65% repeating an increase from fair to poor mental health. Now, if you're a mom that often feels unseen, unheard, and struggle to balance the many invisible loads that you carry, perhaps you'll find that challenging everything you have known motherhood to be is the key to a healthier one. When we give mothers the permission to define motherhood for themselves, we replace pressure with peace. Now, why do moms need peace? I know you ain't asked that. Upon finding out she is with child, moms go through hormonal changes that throw their emotions to an unfamiliar space. They face anxiety, wondering, will I have a healthy pregnancy? And don't get me started on the 50 million tasks we think we have to complete before the baby even comes. And then there's that moment when you feel the first kick and you think, oh crap, I'm having a baby. Just me? Okay. After welcoming their child, some moms experience postpartum depression, a decrease in sleep, and struggle to keep up with their own activities of daily living. They report feeling overwhelmed, a loss of identity, and then as the child gets older, they go through what I have coined the 4 shifts. Now, shift one starts before the day even begins. And if you have ever had to get a toddler, a preteen, or a teenager out the door in the morning by a certain time, then you already understand that for a modern day woman, mornings actually call for a coffee break, a glass of wine, a meltdown, and a therapy session. The second shift is at work, where if it's something she loves, she can connect to the essence of who she is and her creative side. But if it's a job just to pay the bills, I'll let you fill in the blank. Shift three is back at home, where she cooks, she helps with homework, and in some cases, she has to take kids to sports practices. And then it's bed and bath time. And if you have ever, well, you get where I'm going here. And then the fourth shift, that's when everyone's resting and she's still going. And by the time she crawls into bed, she is exhausted, wondering where she's going to pull the energy from to do it all again the next day. And this is exactly where I have met my client, depleted, disconnected, and searching for normalcy, but not societal normal, her normal. And so we did the work. She said she hadn't had time to connect with other adults and pursue her own hobbies. So we set goals, because that's what we do in my therapy session. For the connection with others, one night per week, date night with hubby. 2 times per week in the home, she had mamas help her. And then 2 times per month, girls' night out. I know that's right, Aunt Sarah. She also began making and selling her art again. Now, for all moms, this may not work. And that's the key. It's about finding your normal, not the ones others try to place on you. Let me say that again. Stop buying into other people's definition of motherhood and create your own. So, what does this look like in practice? Redefining motherhood. I want you to hold on to these 3 R's: releasing old expectations, reconnecting with your inner self, and rebuilding life based on your own needs. Number one, release an old expectation. I hear moms say all the time, I just don't have time for myself. Well, you better make the time. When you think of motherhood and those expectations that you're putting on yourself, which ones are stressing you out? And if you could take one thing off of that never ending motherhood list, what would it be? And what would you replace it with that honored the woman that you are? Number two, reconnecting with your inner self. Who are you? And I'm not talking about what you do, your job title, the many hats that you wear. No, when you connect with your core, your values, your beliefs, those things that bring you joy. If you didn't have any responsibilities in this life, how would you live? I'm someone who enjoys the freedom to be creative and set goals, but I found that motherhood and entrepreneurship was stifling that time. And so I had to make a tweak. I now wake up 45 minutes earlier, I know, and I do my most challenging yet rewarding tasks of the day, like writing a TED talk while listening to my morning worship. And just that small tweak has made a world of difference, not only in how I feel going throughout my day, but how I get to show up as mommy. And number three, rebuilding life based on your own needs. I laugh now at the fact that it was so hard to give myself a break. And I want you to know now I do it quarterly, schedule it, it's good to go. I had mom guilt leaving my son. I worried about other people's judgments and opinions about me taking a break from motherhood. But the true humor is breaks away are exactly what we need to be the moms we desire to be. It's okay. Yes, thank you. It's okay to take a break. It's okay to have someone come clean the house for you. It's okay to grocery shop online. It's okay to read a book. It's okay to have girls' nights out, to pursue a new hobby. Now, my cousin might beat me up for this one, but it's even okay to not go to all the kids' sporting events. It's okay. So if you're a mom and motherhood constantly feels like an imbalance, I want to challenge you today to take 5 minutes to write down your new definition of motherhood. And then I want you to think of how you can shake things up a little bit to put this new plan into action and tell everyone in your household to fall in line. Stop being the mom they told you to be and start connecting with the woman you already are.